believer in God before?
Maybe. But I would like to study more. But I fell asleep on it, so I did other things.
Like, I think Jews and Christians have very different relationships to God. For Christians, belief in God is an overall philosophical proposition. You either believe or you don't believe. I think for Jews, familiarity breeds contempt. Like, Jews have said for thousands of years that God took us out of Egypt, and God exists as this for us, and there's like the weird God certain people. And so there's a familiarity there. And so Jews are much more likely to say, oh, I don't believe. And they can still say that, and they can still keep Sabbath, and they can still put on tefillin, they can still keep kosher, they can still study Talmud, even though they'll tell you they don't believe in God. So, like, for Christians, if you don't believe in God, it's like you're taking this defiant stand against God. For Jews, it's more like, we're in the desert, and we're thirsty, and we're hungry, and, like, we feel like we've gotten a bad deal. And like, we're mad at God, and we say, we don't believe in you, and we have contempt for you. And it's a whole different way of relating to God. It's much more intimate, much more contemptuous.
One more that they say they don't believe in God. The next one they God saved me from the foxhole. All my buddies are out there dying. They start praying them, singing, and they go on to believe in yourself.
But I mean, yeah.
It's amazing how the Jew can do that forever.
No, I think everyone can,
Was there a period between your Seventh-day Adventist and your adoption of Judaism where you moved away from religion completely?
Yeah, I was an atheist for about 4 years. I chased a lot of women, none of them successfully. And I studied a lot of Karl Marx, and I was kind of like looking for meaning in life, and I knew there was much that was beautiful about my religious upbringing, but thank you, take care. But I was looking for meaning, so I'm somebody who likes to provoke. That's kind of how I talk to people, and I also like dramatic stands. To say I was like an atheistic communist just made me do that. And so it was just like a phase that I went through, and I was just looking for meaning, and then I heard Dennis Prager, and it just made so much sense that Judaism is a step-by-step detailed system to make you a better world. And it makes so much more sense than Marxism, communism, socialism. I was immediately struck by what they did.
You have to make the argument that Marxism, socialism, and communism is an economic system, whereas that's a separate issue from religion. That's mixing two different variables. You know what I mean?
And Marxism is an all-encompassing system. So just like Marxist views on literature, Marxist views on the family, Marxist views on sex, and Marxist views on movies. Marxism is an all-encompassing philosophy. The function for Marx is pretty similar to the way Judaism functions. You just have to look at left-wing Jews. Dennis Prager says Jews are the most religious people in the world. For most of them, their religion is left-wing, and whatever current is left-wing. But you have to
I don't have to you can have separate religion that however I think God should be and everyone see I don't think there even a laws that you're required to not that you're and that's maybe carried on when Israel became a nation, ancient Israel.
Yeah, except for the people who study those books, most likely to be right-wing in politics, and the people who is the most left-wing and least likely to be religious.
Yeah, but that's the point of getting that nation. Any of that people who religious who don't really believe in God, any religion, who may feel that unique.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can have that, but generally speaking, religious people tend to be right of center politically, and left of center people tend to be secular.
That's true.
I noticed right up here on the email, it said that you were on 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Oh, wow. Well, I write a lot on the porn industry, so not very wholly orthodox, but they interviewed me about porn industry and organized crime, and I was just big in the Santana Valley and and that was in 2003. So I was kind of their anti-porn expert. Like they had like industry representatives, and then they had a critical approach to how the industry works. So I was interviewed by Steve Cross, who wanted to interview me on what turned out to be Yom Kippur, and I said, I can't do it that day. And he said, wait, Luke Ford is Jewish? You know, Luke Ford, that sounds so great. It's a very great name, it's why I use Levi in Jewish life, because if you just go with Luke Ford, it's just so great. It's like it's immediately after explaining your pathway. So I just go with Levi, and then I explain my pathway.
And so you ended up in 60 minutes on later, I mean, after you, before you ended up...
Yeah, the next day we did the interview. He interviewed me for like 90 minutes, but I'd spoken to the producer for like 40 hours before. Like I kind of guided them through like the organized crime system in the industry and there as well. No, they didn't pay me. I just, for me, I grew up like in I was just like thrilled with them tapping me for my I was really happy with them. There were good people who I suppose I remember in the Santa Valley and those that weren't growing up. It was an interesting experience. Okay, thank you. Nice to meet you.
How many people do you know that have done similar to what you've done?
I know one woman is a convert to Judaism, and I think it's a small convert. Yeah. I know a lot of, I met in the Seventh Adventist Church Jews who come to Adventist. Yeah, I talked to them. You know, we had a conversation. In the Orthodox one, I was making attempts at that extreme. Like it was, I went through several programs, got kicked out of some of them.
Kicked out what?
Or just had to Google my name. I'm a very controversial writer. And so I didn't, it's funny, I didn't take authority well, yet I want to convert to Orthodox Judaism. It's like a real paradox because it's all about accepting authority. But I was always very difficult. Like my teachers always often said I was challenging students they haven't had. Yeah, like my rabbis like pulling their hair out. You know, it's like so it was. But the final process was like 18 months or so. But really, I've been in and around the process for 16 years. I was starting the one in Sacramento when I left town. Moved to Orlando, then I came here and started with the RCC. They took one look at my website in Montreal. I'm sorry? Yeah, Esalen. I've driven by Esalen many times. It does seem like a very interesting place. Yeah, very much, yeah.
It'll wash out to the ocean there at that point, right?
Any dipping? Right.
I don't think so. I don't know.
So, like, people ask me like how the conversion bills in Israel. Like, a lot of fellow Muslims are always like up in arms because, this will not count us as Jewish or whatever. I always say to them that if you want the easy way out, then become Jewish. Like, if you convert to Judaism in any form, you're asking for a more difficult life. So I don't lose sleep even if like new conversion bills will make my life more difficult, so I have to convert again.